We are in this trap streets. Assist the old girl real quick.
You ninjas that's over there with the Republicans. You bones and you shuckers and jivers over there too. You traitors and sellouts too. Your black Congress people that's taking all of this AIPAC money, this Israeli money, that's sitting up here voting for the genocide in Palestine, twitching and twirling their blackness all over the place. Ninja, you out of place. Hakeem Jeffries, the House leader, sitting his black looking self out there, taking all that money from AIPAC. By the way, you research him, you find that the Israelis, they were grooming some of their that's a confirmation. Some of their people, some of their organizations, they foreign organizations that advocate for them, they were actually grooming Hakeem Jeffries for many years at a young age. That ninja out there talking about, so what did he say? Israel now, Israel next week, Israel forever. I know I done made up something on that, but you get the point. And y'all let this fool from New York get on the House floor, and because he know Biggie Small lyrics, he intertwined Biggie Smalls with anti-black imperialist policy pushing, and you ninjas run to the polls and say, did you hear him? What he said about Biggie Small to them white folks? Fool while still voting for billions of dollars in Ukraine and Israel? That's what you proud of. The hell is going on, New York? You're exactly right, KS, when you said they're scared to lose their money. That's why it's up to you to make sure that we're funded. That's why you got to decide that just like you pay your rent, just like you pay your mortgage, you decide that you're going to put a portion aside and support black media, because we're at war. And your enemy is not going to put the money in your war chest. What your enemy look like, making sure that you have all the resources you need for your own liberation. And stop acting like y'all doing us a favor, giving us $5 every 6 months. Now give what you can. I'm bringing it up because the main people that be out there complaining, you had even given $5. You be acting like you really out there doing something for us. And then you want to put demands on black media with your negative $5 giving self. And then some of the platforms take 30% of the $5. And then some go on with us, and then you want to say, and I gave that person money. You better get out my face. God dang. I'm going to just keep it real with you. We all soldiers in this war. We have different kinds of soldiers. The positions are different. But you ain't off the hook. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I'm not gonna let nobody think they off the hook. You're not gonna put everything on a celebrity, everything on a business person, everything on somebody that you see online. And then when they under attack and people are messing with their money, messing with their resources, you just want them to keep going with no support from you, please. Okay, Vicky, move on. God, what spirit is out there in the land that I'm talking to? Y'all know I have to do this because there are energies. Let me tell y'all something. Do you all know that there are people that are in certain platforms, officials and unofficials, I'm going to call them, that work publicly and privately to try to prevent and frustrate and foil your sister. So when it seems like I'm saying something that don't apply to you, don't take it. There are too many spirits and energies that's at work. And those are the spirits and energies I'm dealing with. Talk black to me.
I'm listening.
So back to KL King.
I'm listening.
Our moderator is right. Our moderator is talking about the fact that we got more people in here than we do those that hit that thumbs up button. So family, please be sure to thumbs up. Watch these. So KL King and Oprah Winfrey, we've been giving them a lot of work for over the years, explaining the fact that they are a policy and that they intentionally work against the black community. Yes? Now, when I came out and said that, and Lord knows when I came out talking about Michelle Obama, man, y'all lost y'all. Some of y'all lost y'all, man. Y'all, you know how many attacks I came under when I started calling out how the Obama's blackness is used, and even though they're in the White House, they're still not necessarily doing anything substantive for black folks. Y'all were so mad at me because y'all were so excited that black folks were still in the White House. People were coming at me, beloved, like it wasn't, I mean, oh my God. Too many of our people are still into superficiality. You're still into the nothingness of it all. You just want us to look good and be in positions, but you don't want us to actually affect any real change or use those positions to push black empowerment and to push us forward in a very practical and real and tangible way. Yes? Somebody said the ads are popping up. Okay. Let me get to where I'm going then. Gayle King, I'm bringing this up because I've been calling out Gayle. I've been telling you how Gayle works against black people, right? But guess what some of y'all said when I would call that out about Gayle? Some of y'all would go crazy when I would call her and Oprah and everybody else out. And some of y'all would come out saying, I don't care what you say. That's Oprah, my auntie. Michelle Obama is going to always forever be the forever first lady. You just jealous of them, Vicky. You out your, Vicky, leave it alone. Poor thing. It didn't matter that I was bringing up issues to tell you all about how they're being used against us and what they need to do to push black folks forward. You sit up here talking about they your aunties. Well, I'm so glad I continue to give Gayle over the years and Oprah this everlasting work. And I'm showing you in no limit of time how we're right. Because guess what Gayle said? How many of you all saw that very legendary and epic basketball game, or at least saw some of the clips, or at least heard about the basketball game where let me pull this up now.
I'm listening. Come on, let's get to it. I'm listening. Y'all listening? Because I'm
Gayle's in trouble because of what she said to Coach Staley. Watch this.
Look at this
Let me get
great
the
car
right
riding around.
clip first. So, is this the one?
I wasn't ever worried during the game. I know, when we went down 10-0.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the sound right. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Share. Yeah, Caitlin Clark, but that's not the name I'm talking about. I'm talking about she was actually in the interview talking to this black coach, Don Staley. That's what I want you to see. And yes, Gayle brought up Caitlin Clark's name. Now, how many of y'all know that Caitlin Clark is that white girl in basketball, which she's, I guess white people consider her to be the great white hope for the girls team, which she's apparently a good player. People excited about her, but she still has not brought in any championships and stuff like that, like the black players have. She still hasn't received some of the backlash like folks like your Angel Reese's and all them have, right? So white folks is loving this girl. Everybody's pumping this white girl up. And that's fine and stuff, but you're not finna disrespect the black girls, and you're not fixing to sit here and forget them, which if it wasn't for the sisters, there would be no women's basketball league. Talk back to me, somebody. So Gayle with her raccooning self, somebody put a raccoon in the chat. Somebody put a bone in the chat. Gayle with her raccooning self does what she does best. She promotes white supremacy, white ideology, and she does it in such an unassuming way because she's a black woman. That's why they got the 8 Jemimas there. That's why I call them Lam, which means League of Mammies, because the mammy is the one whose bosom you run to and who you listen to. And master trust that biscuit, that tool. Because there's a like and a trust factor that comes with the feminine. She's going to be the one that's going to keep you docile and then punish you if you buck up against oppression. That's why they pick them for those positions. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Y'all watch this. I hope y'all can hear this okay. I love you back, Kaylee. Whoever said beautiful Vicky, I love you. I love you too, precious.
Y'all can hear it too.
Y'all watch this very short clip. So Gail King, Gail King is interviewing Coach Dawn Staley after her win, right? Now imagine Gail getting this interview with this legendary black female coach that's won multiple championships, not only as a coach, but the black coach herself, Dawn Staley. She apparently was a top athlete, a basketball player, right? This black woman has done hardly what any other coach has done, especially a female coach. I don't think most male coaches have her bragging rights as an athlete individually and a coach too. But this black woman is just legendary, right? You can look her up. So Gail is interviewing her right after her win. Listen closely to what Gail's funny-looking self said to her. And this is why you'll understand why Vicky Dillon has been right about this raccoon the whole time. Okay, here's the sound. Let me get this sound. Okay, here we go. Okay, family, it's queuing. While it's queuing, y'all keep hitting that thumbs up button. Share, share, share. I know the notifications don't go out like they're supposed to, but the right people at the right time will hear it. Okay, it's getting there. Here we go.
I'm so happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times, and in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. We were all cheering for Iowa, of course, and Caitlin Clark. But there's so many people, you've got their hearts. Was there ever a point where you were worried during the game?
Did y'all hear that? That's a wild biscuit right there. That is a buck wild bone biscuit. I said that's a buck wild bone and biscuit right there. All y'all Jamil Hill types, all you Angela Rye types, all y'all that would normally defend Oprah and Gail, what are y'all saying now? Y'all somewhere quiet, hiding. Buck wild behavior. This is an absolute wild biscuit. Listen again, family. Are y'all listening? Y'all know I gotta play it again and again. Y'all listen. I'm cueing it.
Yeah, this people. I'm happy for you guys, Coach Sam. So happy. It was so close at times.
You a stalker. Right there in that fucking Mercedes. That black Mercedes. Stalker.
We're all cheering for Iowa, of course, and Caitlin Clark. But there's so many people.
Do not know what she wants, but she's a stalker. Or to him, I don't know. He's gonna come down here, he's gonna keep going. That's a stalker. I don't know. He's turning the corner right now.
Somebody put that in the clip. Did y'all hear that?
Yep, going in the back behind Kroger's. I see you. You a stalker, homie.
She said, we were rooting for Iowa and Caitlin. This is what, family, it wasn't just that she said they was rooting for this white girl, Caitlin, and Iowa. Watch this. I think y'all missed one of the most profound parts of what she said in that admission. I think most people that's been giving commentary missed one of the most profound things that she said. Not just that they were supporting this white girl over the legendary black coach and the legendary black players and the legendary mostly black team. Listen.
Happy for you guys, Coach Sam. So happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times. And in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. We were all cheering for Iowa, of course, and Caitlin Clark. But there's so many people, you've got.
Did y'all hear that? One more time. I wonder, did you catch what word I'm saying?
You guys, Coach Sam. So happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times. And in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. Was there ever a point where you were worried? Of course, and Caitlin Clark pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried?
Y'all, just one more time. Y'all, one more time. Give me a second. Be patient with me because I don't want you to listen.
So happy for you guys, I'm so happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times. And in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. We were all cheering for Iowa, of course, in Kingman Park. But
this biscuit said that we were all cheering for Iowa. And Caitlin, watch this. She said, of course. She said we were all. Are y'all listening? She said we were all cheering. That's the number one sin. She said we were all cheering for Iowa. And Caitlin, watch the other sin, the three sins back to back. The all inclusion, the fact that she was for Iowa and Caitlin, and number three, she said, of course. God dang. When she said, what circle is Cal King in to where she said we were all rooting for Iowa? Ninja, them biscuits, them black shields, them black traitors ain't for you. Because her whole circle and that world she lives in, she said they all were rooting for Iowa and Caitlin. The hell? And then she said, of course. Like this is what's to be done. This is what is expected. And of course, we gonna have them white girls' backs. Do you see how sick and twisted the thinking of those that are the modern false prophets and that hold the microphone? This is the reason why all the white folks that were freaking out when Oprah retired after 25 years of being what they call the reigning talk show host queen, even though she ran over there and did her fail on network, they needed to make sure that they had another female black face in place to push social and political issues to their liking. So they pulled Cal King out the trash bag. And they understood that she's inextricably connected to Oprah Winfrey. And they felt that this biscuit and mammy would do. And they were right. Because everybody associates her with Oprah. And she thinks like Oprah. That is what I want you all to understand. So while y'all was out here running around this whole time, defending Gail on a bunch of stuff, calling her and Oprah whenever we would call them out, you would sit there and say we hating. You would sit there and call them your aunties. You would sit there and tell us how legendary and epic they are and how I'm just attacking somebody against somebody black in the black community. Ninja, you done lost your mind. Gilbert said, thank you for breaking it down. You're welcome, beloved. I'm showing you. Now everybody's bragging about, what's his name, Steven Jackson. Everybody bragging about Steven Jackson now because Steven Jackson just went off publicly on Gail. Now, let's hope Steven doesn't turn around and apologize like Snoop's silly self did. But why am I bringing up Steven Jackson? Let me see if I can find this clip. And of course, all of this is under the Copyright Act of 1976, family. Everybody be sure to hit this thumbs up button, share, share, share. Now, all the people, I gotta let you know how right we've been about them the whole time. Now you got 5 ninjas, you got mainstream black folks, you got the Tab and Smiley, you got all the ancient, decrepit, boule coming out, tacitly, gently, criticizing what Gail did. Where were they when I was calling them out this whole time for the other anti-black stuff? See, when you wait to call somebody like her that has such a large platform out, you help with your silence or with you attacking folks like us, you allow her to do more damage over time. But this was so blatant be shocked when we've been putting you on here in black media. Divine Order said, true that.
I want to look
What
so
did Steven
bummy.
Jackson say? Let me,
if anybody see
let me,
stay away. I want
cue this part. Is this it?
I want shake stain on nappy hair. I want to
listen to a little bit of what Steven Jackson said. And I'm going to give you the 411 on Steven's funny looking self in a minute.
Taking a peekaboo at me. There you go.
Gayle King's supposed to be somebody that's big in the journalism space, right? And I don't consider her black media. Y'all give her all these passes because she's a Oprah friend. Oprah friend she is. I don't do nothing for nobody. But you cannot demean Dawn Staley like that.
Nothing off me. Cash
you talk to her about winning the championship, about going undefeated. And you have the nerve to get on there and say, well, we
I need
was
$500 in my cash
you broke
right
everybody's
now.
hearts.
Go ahead,
Who is we?
you
Who is we?
make it happen.
All the black people I know was rooting for Dawn Staley. We all fans of Caitlin Clark, but the way you put it, that shit was trash.
The reason why I keep telling y'all, their circles are the Jeffrey Epstein circles. Somebody talk black to me if you know Vicky Diller broke it down some years ago like nobody else in black media, or not just black media, but in online or mainstream media did when I gave y'all unbelievable receipts that showed Oprah's connection to some of these very forces against Michael Jackson. And when Oprah, with her traitorous self, stabbed Michael Jackson in the back almost a decade after his death, and some would say his murder, and against his family's wishes, the reason Oprah decided to interview the lying, proven liars, so-called victims of Michael Jackson, was after Oprah and Gayle went out there on a yacht with one of Michael Jackson's top enemies. And it was Oprah's birthday, where Oprah was celebrating her birthday on the yacht. How many of y'all remember that? Let me just stop talking, because you know we got to do receipts around this mug. I said we got to do receipts on this mug. I got to find it first. She was on a yacht with David Geffen, who's considered to be, hold on, I'm trying to find the picture.
All of them.
David Geffen, who they talk about as one of the #1 LGBTQ powerful media persons who put money behind big time politicians. He's big time in the entertainment and media spaces. And Michael Jackson literally had him. I'm trying to find the picture, fam. Hold on. Here we go. Y'all see this, hold on. Y'all see this picture of Oprah sitting next to David Geffen, who's a homosexual, who Michael Jackson was in a book called Michael and Me, in one of the bits of this book that was written about this woman's account with Michael Jackson. When she talked about Michael and Me, she talks about the fact that Michael told her that this man, David Geffen, this is David Geffen. Let me see, I gotta use my other hand. YouTube to switch the videos around. Y'all see this man here? That's David Geffen. She said that he tried to hit on Michael Jackson years ago. Michael Jackson rebuffed him and told him no, he likes women. And he was one of the ones that helped to start the whole mess about Michael Jackson being, you know, a child predator. You all know what I'm talking about with that word, what word I'm talking about. And he was the one that utilized some of his resources in media and the newspaper because he was so petty. He was so taken aback. He was so humiliated because Michael Jackson wouldn't get down with that because he liked women. He was one of the ones that they have said was absolutely directly involved in the undoing of Michael Jackson in the media. And some have credibly shown evidence and traced him indirectly connected even to Michael Jackson's actual death. There's some of our black scholars. I shared with you some of that work. Among other sources was Dr. Wesley Muhammad, some of his work. How many of y'all remember that? So it wasn't just no random, oh, Oprah's got something to do with Jeffrey Epstein. No, I'm talking about in this specific case. After she was celebrating her birthday right here on the yacht, y'all see Gail's funny looking self? One of the people that's on that picture is one of Gail's sons. After the celebration on David Geffen's yacht, shortly after that, family, is when she did the interview with Michael Jackson's enemies that falsely accused him. And guess what she was watching on the yacht for her birthday? Somebody tell me, what documentary was she out there? Y'all see the yacht? What documentary was Oprah watching on her birthday with this David Geffen? Can somebody tell me? Where my intelligent black people at? Exactly, Lobo. I think you were the first ones that said it. Only Pamela said it. Ed said it. Aquarius said it. Others have said it. Leaving Neverland. So she sat out there on her birthday on the yacht. And right after her birthday, after him, I guess, allegedly having her watch that documentary, that's after that is when she interviewed those white boys who can't get nowhere in court, can't get no money for their claims, have credibly been proven to be lying. Some of y'all don't know that Michael Jackson, not only do y'all know that Michael Jackson with the jury won his case outright, but do you all know that the feds was investigating Michael Jackson for years and they couldn't come up with nothing? There are other white witnesses out there, one in particular, whose testimony I heard, where he said that as a young boy, the feds came to his house to coerce him into saying that Michael Jackson touched him. He said Michael Jackson didn't. He said that he walked in on the feds talking to his mama, and the white boy said that his mama was sitting there telling him, tell them what Michael Jackson did to you. He said in the face of his mama and the feds, I know you're not sitting here trying to get some money. Michael didn't do nothing to me. And he went on to say how he caught Michael Jackson looking at women's behinds because he knew he loved women. Mike loved him some women. And he checked his mama and embarrassed her in front of the feds because he was refusing to let his mom coerce him as a child to claim that Michael did something. So not only did the jury come back and say not guilty, Michael Jackson is completely innocent. The feds, after many years, couldn't get nothing. And they even rigged his trial. And yes, they made the black doctor, who didn't do everything right. The black doctor messed up on some stuff, but they made the black doctor the fall guy. Because there was another doctor that was involved that was shooting up Michael Jackson at the same time. Now somebody else just said, Cat Williams did the same thing. Shout out to Cat Williams. Let me tell y'all something. What's her name? What's the girl name? Candace Owens. She did a piece recently on Michael Jackson allegations. I'm gonna need you all, family, if y'all gonna do videos on her breaking down all these conspiracy theories, how y'all going to do that for somebody that was totally anti-black? It's good that we bring that up, but if you see me doing the broadcast on it, you help to strengthen the black grassroots voice when you at the very least retweet and repost what we're doing here. I'm teaching you how we grow in power. You can't keep wondering how is it that they have outsized influence when even you all give them more credit and attention than you do people that's sitting here doing the work in the black grassroots. I'm saying fine, support them. You You see me covering stuff like they do from time to time, but don't leave us out. Because when you're going through something and we don't have the sufficient attention and visibility that we need, you are partly to blame because you give your attention and support to them over voices that you know unequivocally speak for you. We are weakened when you give them outsized attention and support. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Watch this. Let's go back to Steven Jackson. So Steven Jackson is going off on Gail. I need y'all to pay real close attention to what Steven Jackson said.
And you broke everybody's hearts. Who is we? Who is we? All the black people I know was rooting for Dawn Staley.
Thanks.
We all fans of Caitlin Clark, but the way you put it, that shit was trash. I'm glad it's a new day in the media space. You know what I'm saying? Because you so intelligent. You don't even say stuff like that to somebody on the interview. You just demeaned her and made it about Caitlin Clark. That's trash. Super trash.
He's absolutely right, y'all. Notice what he said. He said that it's a new day in media. He's glad. He told her how she was supposed to be so intelligent and so this and so that. But what she said was trash. It was inappropriate. And he's glad it's a new day in media. What he's talking about is he's glad that the mainstream media talking heads are not the only ones that have influence and a voice. But this same man that's talking, y'all ready for it? Because of course I'm going to tell y'all. I'm going to connect some dots for you. I'm agreeing 200% with everything he said.
You put it, that shit was trash. I'm glad it's a new day in the media space. You know what I'm saying? Because you so intelligent. You don't even say stuff like that to somebody on the interview. You just demeaned her and made it about Caitlin Clark. That's trash.
Watch this. Why am I bringing up Steven Clark? Excuse me, Steven Clark. Steven Jackson. Well, Mr. Steven Jackson, when he defended this white, I guess was it ESPN? Y'all help me remember. I forgot some of the names because it's been a couple years ago. He defended this white ESPN or this white athletic lady over the black reporter. So I commented, I did a broadcast. Y'all know I don't troll people. I don't have time. I don't give a doggone who you are. I don't care. Yeah, CNN folks have reached out to me before mad about something I did. Yes, MSNBC folks have reached out to me, called, because they was upset about something I said. I don't know why you worried about what Vicky Dillon is saying. Of course I know why you worried, because what we're saying is powerful, and you don't want it to ever resonate because you can see our future. And sometimes your enemies can see your future better than you. So, Pamela said, yeah, she was talking greasy. Okay, watch this. Steven Jackson, I did a broadcast. I called him out on a broadcast on some of the networks I was on before. Guess what Steven Jackson did? Steven Jackson talked about my braids, my hair. He was so mad at me. He went online using one of Dr. Boyce Watkins' Instagram platforms to say it. And said that my hair needs Gatorade. So I did a broadcast talking about how he should have been on code with that. And this ninja, mad at Vicky Dillon, dogged me and talked about me. Now I know some of y'all look at some of these black folks now and we excited that they getting on code. I ain't gonna take away nothing that he said, because he is right on and I agree 100%. Thank you, the Blue Fast, for your gift. He's so grateful for your vigilance and tenacity in all your works. Always appreciate your wisdom and enforcing accountability. Bless you, Vicky. Thank you, beloved. Your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. I'm glad he's evolving. Moonrise said, I remember, Vicky. Yes, you remember. Pull it up, y'all. Your sister ain't new to this. I didn't go crazy on the man. I was making the point because he was so public with his support of this white woman. I just couldn't believe that he would come out after this black woman made credible allegations about what this white woman said against her to defend her publicly. Now watch this. Even if he disagreed with me, he could have disagreed, but why would he need to publicly put out there that my braids need Gatorade? Wasn't a lot of people that, I'm saying he was real loud with it. He used his celebrity. Man, that Vicky Dillon. And now the ninja gonna come out like he's some real new black media. He saw, because you clearly watch my show, because that's why you were mad with your weak self. Some of you masculine guys that got the biggest biceps are so weak. Your ninjas gossip more than anybody I know. And you think every woman's supposed to be catering to you, and you think you equally the prize. And you say all this online because you can't get a woman in real life, because you ain't it.
Talk about it. Talk about it, Vicky. Tell these
so I'm glad
motherfuckers
Steven
what's
Jackson
up.
is evolving.
You know you
But I gotta keep it real with y'all. When I say I pay the price, and when I tell you all that there are political folks that's mad at me, networks mad at me, high-level folks mad at me, athletes mad at me, he's one of them. And hell yeah, I'm gonna tell it.
Vicky Dillon. Look her up. She's down
and the
with
person
black
who he dogged me on his
black
platform, did that person go out and publicly defend me? Hell no. That person didn't defend me when I was getting death threats.
Death threats.
And so the moment somebody sit here and tell y'all the truth, or the moment we start speaking for ourselves and plugging ourselves, people got a problem with it. But Vicky, just take it.
Yeah.
Take all the pressure. Take all the hate. Take the public stuff and the private stuff.
Right.
Deal with how I'm screwing you privately. Deal with your health and everything else. Just take it.
Yeah.
And so when I speak up, you ninjas want to act brand spanking new. I'm not for 1 second going to take away from what Steven Jackson said. He is exactly right. And I'm so glad they're coming to the light. But I've been that baby. And I had to deal with him publicly talking about me like a dog. And I can't lie. Some of my brothers online that's not of celebrity status, that's not an athlete, and some of your brothers that ain't making 6 figures.
Think about it.
You had my back.
Come on.
Some of y'all was giving Steven Jackson, that's my masculine brothers online. Hell, for all I know, you work at Taco Bell, and what do I care? Because you was protecting me as best as you could. You had my back online. And some of y'all was tagging that fool, letting him know you better watch your mouth. I'll never forget that. And I got my sisters that had my back too, some of them. But I wanted to specifically talk about some of my brothers that weren't of celebrity status, that didn't get the attention that somebody else that has high visibility online, some of them had my back. Some of them was tagging that fool, and some of them was saying, you better keep your mouth off our queen. And for that, brothers, you know who you are. I say thank you. Your check might not be his, and your status may not be his. But when your sister with the curly braids was getting flooded with multiple tags, because you know, I don't get to see all these tags. There's too many platforms where some of my content is on, and some of my content that's on platforms that I, you know, folks, you know, they snip my content and put it on platforms. So it's no way possible I could possibly know who all is, you know, commenting and who has your back. But those that I did see, y'all made me proud. I was smiling big. You hear me? I said I was smiling big. Because it's the streets that had my back. Talk black to me, somebody. I just had to throw that out there. Watch this. For those of you that are finally waking up and smelling the begonias about how traitorous Gail is, how many of y'all remember when Kobe Bryant was accused of sexually assaulting this white girl? How many of y'all remember that? Somebody said, Vicky, I'm so glad you got your own platform. Yes, thank you, precious. I had this YouTube for a while, but I just wasn't using it. I'm still on some other platforms, but I'm not on some of the more prominent, the ones that y'all are used to seeing me on. So that's why I keep telling you all to let everybody know that they can watch me here at least once a week. Y'all know I was doing 5 days a week over there. And I was giving content to African Diaspora News channel there. And I was doing my weekly masterminds with clubvicky.com, which no longer exists because that was a collaboration with Dr. Boyce at the time, and I'm not doing that with him anymore. So forth and so on. Evil Tracy at the International Show Off said 100%. Hey, Precious. Tali said you and your hair is beautiful, period. Thank you so much, Precious. Shalina, and we hold you down. God is great. Oh, ain't no question. Ain't no question, sis. Ain't no question. But I'm saying you all made me so proud. I'm talking about the streets. I ain't talking about no high profile nobody. And particularly the brothers that was rocking with Vicky. Because they had the courage to do what some of the other high profile folks didn't. Who was that say? Robert said, yeah, he was tripping. Vicky is fine. Yeah. But he know it. God, it ain't that they don't know it. It's that when somebody is attacked, they will go real ratchet to try to hurt you. My criticism was not about his physical appearance. My criticism was about being on code to not publicly dismiss that black athletic sister to report, I forget her name, versus this white girl. That's all. And that was in some time past. You feel what I'm saying? But he used that post that was up on Instagram as an opportunity to lose his mind. That's all I'm saying. God today. So when y'all see me going in on somebody, please know it's a reason. Yes, Mike. Mike said that Say Still. You got it. You got it. You got it. That's one of the names I remember. Yes. Yes, Precious. Chris, Vic Queen, Vicky, will you marry me? I ain't playing with y'all today. Love you, Precious. Thumbs up, thumbs up. So, Gail, how many of y'all remember? Let's go back to Kobe real quick. So, how many of y'all? This is what I'm telling you. Remember, I told you that the reason why they like black, middle-aged black women on in these white supremacist media spaces, because we look at them as when you see they shape and they look, you think of chicken, comfort, somebody helping you make your bed and wash your back. And you scratch yourself up after playing, you know, kickball and stuff, and you come inside and you hurt, they the one that pat you up. See, you automatically, even subconsciously associate trust with those type of figures. So when they tell you, don't buck against a white man. When they tell you, no, don't fight back. When it's about injustice and they murder you in the street, don't say nothing.
That matches the other side. This is the healthy
side. When they tell you have no business having a righteous rage, and just let it slide. When they tell you to vote for a known white supremacist who refuses to do right by us and give us reparations and give us a black crime bill and other just things, when they tell you don't worry about the fact that they're not doing nothing for you to vote anyway, these mammies are dangerous. The white man doesn't have to corral us and get us in order and control us. They use her to do it.
Right.
So I don't get upset with these women just because they side with the white supremacists. The reason I get upset with these law members is because not only do they side with the white supremacists, they dog you. You understand? Moonrise, girl, I ain't finna repeat that. I love you though. I know you know what's up, sis. I'm gonna say that. I see it in the chat. Listen, Cynthia talking about, yes, Moonrise. Yeah. My sister's boy, I love y'all.
Break while you white supremacists riding around.
So these forces don't like me.
That's the trap phone.
But I'm glad that some of y'all evolved, allegedly.
Y'all have me on. Look.
Some of y'all acting like y'all got some sin, cause let me tell y'all something. The streets don't play about me. Sometimes my protection and my advocacy is not online. See, the attacks a lot of times happen online. And sometimes that gin up unnecessary haters makes you look like you are prey. But trust and believe on more than one occasion, allegedly. I was told a story or two about the streets, seeing some of these folks on the streets.
Good.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Allegedly.
Talk about it.
Allegedly. Some of them talk all that stuff publicly. You use your celebrity and stuff and your money to dogs folks like Vicky and think you're getting away with it. But allegedly, I don't know no details. Just a rumor out there, just in the atmosphere. Couple times, three times. Allegedly. They saw some of y'all on the streets and had a couple words for some of you. Allegedly. And you didn't sound the same that you sounded when you was online and stuff. Allegedly, when you're on the streets, it's the energy be different. Child, I don't be knowing some of these direct people either. But the rumors, see, it's just rumors. The gossip come back to me about the possible alleged encounter that had happened and stuff. Probably at the chicken shack or something. They was crunching on chicken, eating that chicken. They ate some chicken. And the people just happened. One of Vicky Dillon supporters, regular smeggers, those that you consider to be known, but they just happened to be in the same chicken shack. And they was like, oh, that's so hey, you know Vicky Dillon? You better. This is why they don't like us. This is why they consider us to be dangerous. They know they can tell the public whatever they want to. They can use legacy media, mainstream media. They can use their prestige to make it look like they really something, but baby, on the streets. From time to time. Y'all know I don't promote no violence or nothing like that. But I'm just told. Sometimes. The energy be different when the regular smegular street people, the regular folks can't see, that y'all play like don't exist. They can say, oh, you may not think Vicky Dillon know about it. Okay, but for us, for the streets, if we see you on the streets, child, I was through. And then all of a sudden, wasn't nothing else said ever. That's been 3 years ago. I ain't heard a mumbling word back and stop. Because I just heard a rumor about the rumor. Just about the rumors. Wasn't online and stuff. Wasn't on the Vicky show. Wasn't captured. You can't replay it and download what had happened at the streets. So enough of that. That's why I love y'all. You understand? And that's why I rock with the so-called nobodies and the little man. Y'all better talk back to me. That's where the real power lies. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Watch this. So, I'm going to get off of that. But I ain't going to take away from the accuracy of what Stephen Jackson said. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take away from the accuracy of him calling out Gayle King. Why am I saying that's a big deal? Because he used his celebrity status, him being known all over the world, to call out somebody else that's known all over the world. That's the beauty of it. You understand? And that's important. But that kind of criticism and that kind of insight started with us, yes, over the years with an S. And they're finally catching up and smelling the begonias. Are y'all hearing me today? Y'all hit that thumbs up button, share. Somebody said the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that our unity is more powerful than the time. Absolutely it is. Gina, we love you back, Vicky. You have a beautiful eyes and smile. Thank you so much, precious. Family. So Gayle King, Vicky, get back to your topic. So y'all, do y'all remember when Kobe passed? How many of y'all remember Kobe Bryant a few years ago passed? How many of y'all know that before Kobe was even buried good, right? Before we could even grieve Kobe good, right? Gayle King, for her Lily White network of CBS, right? What did she do? I told y'all this is why they hired her for white supremacy. How many of y'all remember that? Excuse me, family. I need to clear my throat. I beg your pardon. Thank you so much. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Please share, share, share. Listen. How many of y'all know that Gail, upon learning of Kobe's death, she used her blackness to get ratings for his death? Now, of course, it's easy for me to say shame on her for that. But there's a way that you can still show respect for the dead and that you can still reach the masses without being unethical and being a complete skank. God, today, I don't know where the word skank came from. It's been a long time since I used that word skank. There's a way you can do it without being janky, right, family?
Right.
So, Gail, there's a way you can do stuff without making the black man the demon and making the white man the savior of the whole world. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know that you got to do a topic that the people are going to actually be interested in. I'm not saying that, but Ninja, you don't use that attention to murder again a black man that's already passed away. Talk black to me, somebody. That's what Gail did. What did Gail do? Before we could even grieve Kobe good. It has been so long ago, but if I remember correctly, I don't think he was officially buried yet. Gail called up one of her black connects, who was one of the closest friends to Kobe Bryant. Who was it? How many of y'all remember Lisa Leslie? Lisa Leslie, who's a famous female basketball player, right? She's a legendary female basketball player. She was good friends with Kobe Bryant. She always had Kobe Bryant's back. Watch this. So Gail told her Lily White Network, let me call my home girl. I'm finna get this interview with Leslie, one of the best buddies, one of the best friends to Kobe, and I'm gonna sit down and talk with her. What did Gail plot? Gail decided that she was gonna get go straight skank and bring up an unjust situation that Kobe went through that he was never found guilty of, right? What'd she do? Watch this clip. Now, y'all know your sister with the camera back me. I did a broadcast on this too, calling out a few years ago, right, family? I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I did this as soon as Gail's trifling, skanky butt did this, didn't I? This is a short video. This is on the Copyright Act of 1976 too. Shalina said, I remember, see? Watch this. And we were so right in black media, who ended up coming out, going off on Gail after they knew that the black streets was with it. Snoop came out and dogged Gail and criticized her too. Watch this. Of course, he later apologized for it with his funny looking self. He went from Snoop to Snoopy. I think that was his original name any doggone way. His original plate name, funny looking self. He became Snoopy around this mug. But watch this. Watch this short clip. I'm not showing you the whole interview of Gail and Leslie, Lisa Leslie, right after Kobe died, right after we heard of it. After the rest of the interview, you see where she goes to Lisa Leslie's house. She did that, hey, home girl. She got real comfortable, right? Started asking her questions about legacy and other things, his daughter and all that. And then that's when she led into this little, this disastrous segment. Oh, let me get the volume. I'm sorry.
His legacy is complicated.
Okay, watch this. Here it is.
Assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003.
Watch this. Watch this.
Complicated.
Watch this.
If he was going to be in the WNBA, it's been said that his legacy is complicated because of sexual assault charge, which was dismissed in 2003, 2004. Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy. I've never been like, you know, let's go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though. As his friend, you would.
You hear this trash? You sit there and ask this woman a question. she gonna sit there and tell her, well, you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't.
Yeah. And that's possible. I just don't believe that. And I'm not saying things didn't happen. I just don't believe that things didn't happen with force.
Is it even a fair question to talk about it, considering he's no longer with us and that it was resolved? Or is it really part of his history?
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that. I don't think...
Everybody put some black hand claps in the chat for the goddess Queen Lisa Leslie, who with great class shut down K.O. King. Do you see how absolutely glorious this beautiful woman shut Gail down? She said what? What did Lisa Leslie say? When Gail kept trying to twitch and twirl?
At this time, it's more respectful.
What'd she say, baby?
Part of his history.
I think that the media should be more respectful. At this time, it's like if you had questions about it, you've had many years to ask him that.
What did she say? She said you need to be respectful. Why are you talking about this when this man is 6 feet under? They messing with my live, family. Somebody messing with my live. Look like I'm gonna have to cut this short, family. Let me hurry. Can you all see and hear me okay? This feed on my end is messing up. On my end is... I'm gonna keep going. Family, Lisa Leslie told her funny looking self, she said the media needs to be respectful. And she said if you had questions, what did she say? She said you had years to ask him. What does that tell you? Lisa is letting Gail know to her face, because Gail is a part of the media. She's letting you know you're doing this to disparage him. You're doing this to dog him. You're doing this to get sick, twisted ratings at the expense of this man's death. Because if you legit wanted to know the truth about the case, you had years to ask him if you were interested in the truth. But you waited till he was dead. You waited till he passed so that you can do what you will with his name. But Lisa Leslie, real slick like, didn't she? She shut that down by saying about the media being respectful. And if you had questions, you had many years to ask him. And the fact that y'all's funny looking self didn't ask him for all of those years lets you know what exactly the intention was. And Gail knows, like everybody else, that Gail is trying to placate to their lily white audience. And the thing that serves as red meat to certain audiences is when you disparage black people, when you make them look crazy, and when you bring up the black and white dynamics, especially in the case where he was falsely accused of sexually assaulting that white girl. Thank you, Shalina. I don't know what's going on my end because it's showing a slowdown, but if you all saying, because I'm looking at my thing here and it looks like you telling me that I'm okay, so I'm gonna keep going real quick. Thank y'all. I wanted to remind you, why am I bringing it up? You all see how I'm trying to show you that over the years, I've had to go off on Gail and Oprah about a number of things that they did. What else did Gail do? That's not the only time she used her platform. There's too many times I can't keep up with it. How many of y'all remember this? Hopefully you all can see this. I can't play the whole thing, but you'll get the point when I play this one part. How many of y'all remember her doing this interview? How many of y'all remember this? Y'all ready?
Forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement, and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gotta out the hands.
Welcome to CBS. How many of y'all know? Y'all remember that? Is Vicky sitting here defending any shady stuff that R. Kelly did? Hell no, I'm not sitting there defending stuff that he may have done. And do I think he needs to be held accountable by law for any infractions, any illegal activity? Hell yeah, he should be. Watch this. I'm going to show you why I'm calling out Gail and why I called out Gail then. Not just Gail, but I was letting you all know that they were using R. Kelly as a scapegoat to make him look like the monster. How many of y'all remember that when he had this breakdown, how many of y'all know that they used this exact, y'all see this still? Where he's standing up and he's pointing his finger over her head? How many of you all saw at the time a few years ago when that came out, they utilized that picture all throughout media to make it look like he was a big gorilla pointing down to a demure, beautiful, kind, non-threatening, unassuming, precious, little innocent black woman sitting there saying, Robert. But some of you all don't know, and if you follow me over the years, you know that Vicky brought this out years ago. How many of you all know that right after that interview, the interviews for CBS shot up like never before, and the reason Gail was able to get, at the time, an $11 million contract, she admits in part that it was because of the ratings, how well those ratings were when they was doing those back-to-back-to-back non-stop R. Kelly interviews. Y'all know that when the only interview she did, right? You know CBS kept dragging it out and dragging it out and dragging it out. And they used those images of him standing up over her to make it look like he was an animal. And Gail was willing to do it for ratings for a white network, making the black community look crazy. Did you catch that? That ain't the biggest part of why I'm upset about that. Some of y'all saying, really? No. Vicky? Remember, Gail did this for her morning show at CBS, right? Well, some of you all may have forgotten, Gail been on that network for many years now. How many of y'all remember that when Gail started the show, on the morning show on CBS, she was a co-host with a white man who's considered to be a legendary journalist by the name of Charlie Rose? How many of y'all know that Charlie Rose was considered to be a legend, but he ended up leaving the network on CBS? Why? Look at this headline for Vanity Fair. Y'all know, some say y'all know your sister's gonna connect the dots. What does this headline say from Vanity Fair when Gail did this interview with him a few years ago? For the white man who's considered to be a legend in media, he ended up leaving the network because of dozens of credible,
all these people watching,
inappropriate sexual relationships with women.
You know,
dozens. You ain't heard about no prosecution. This was her co-host. Did she get an interview with him to get him to look crazy? Did she do an interview with him to dog him and to explicitly say how she disagreed with his activity and talked about how he should be held accountable like she did R. Kelly? See, at the time that she did this interview with R. Kelly, her previous co-host had already been dismissed from CBS. Instead, what did Gayle King come out and do on behalf of this white man? Did she distance herself from this white man? Yo! Some of y'all didn't know this. Gayle King on Charlie Rose, she says for him, there are two sides to every story. What does the subtitle say? It says that while the CBS host believes the women who accused her former CBS This Morning colleague of sexual misconduct, she says she is still friends with Rose. Quote, she said you can hold two ideas in your head at the same time for her buddy. Did y'all hear what I said? Gayle, I'm scrolling down the article because I read from this so many times in the past. Gayle said to them, let me just tell you a little bit about the background. It says, in response to the initial round of accusations against him from 8 women last autumn, I said that's the initial round. 8 was just the initial round of credible sexual misconduct allegations against her white co-host that she defended and protected. The first round was just 8 women. The first round. What did she say? Let me clear my throat. I beg. Thank you. Watch this. In response, it says, to the initial round of accusations against him from 8 women last autumn, Rose released a statement saying, "I've always felt that I was pursuing shared feelings, even though I now realize it was a mistake." In response to the allegations, watch this, because I don't want y'all thinking I'm making up the numbers. In response to allegations from 27 more women in May, how much is 27 plus 8, family? Take a screenshot so you'll know your sister with the curly braids is not lying about the numbers. The initial round was 8. The next number is 27 more women. Listen. In response to allegations from 27 more women in May, Rose told the Washington Post, which first broke the news, "Your story is unfair and inaccurate." He has since claimed in a motion to dismiss the sexual harassment lawsuit brought against him by 3 former colleagues that his accusers are exploiting the Me Too movement. It says, when Kozik asks King, who is King? King is Cal King. King is the bootleg. King is the League of Mammy we're discussing, right? We talk about the League of Mammy who dogs black men's reputation when they pass away. The Mammy who brings up a false sexual allegation upon his death about Kobe, but defending her white co-host with multiple dozens of credible sexual misconduct allegations. She dogs R. Kelly, put him on blast, and clearly and explicitly dogs him for any behavior she suspected he was engaged in sexual misconduct, and she says it clearly. She says so clearly, but with this white man with dozens and 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 dozens of accusations. Before she did the interview with R. Kelly family, she was no longer called. He was already dismissed from CBS. He had already stepped down from CBS, rather. I'm trying to show you the sick, twisted, long-member brain you dealing with and who they really working for. I've been covered this. Listen. Go back to this, Nikki. When Kozik asked Gayle King if redemption was possible for accused men, this is in context of this white man, Charlie Rose, being accused of dozens and dozens, 35 some odd at the time, credible sexual allegations. Watch this. In that case, what did Gayle say for this white man? But at least 35 credible sexual allegations. She didn't respond like she did to R. Kelly, did she? For him, she says, y'all take a screenshot because I don't want y'all to think I'm making this up. She said, Amy, that's the lady Kozik that's asking her the question, murderers are walking around. People who kill people are walking around. They might not be able to get their jobs back, but surely there must be room for some redemption somewhere. Let's say that's true what Gayle said. She didn't say that about the black man. She said that in defense of Charlie Rose, who was credibly accused of sexual misconduct with at least 35 women. Why didn't Gayle apply that same logic to her own? Did y'all catch that? Do you see why I went off on her? This is not about a defense of R. Kelly. Did y'all catch that? Gayle upset the white feminine community when she did that, but Gayle was willing to put her name on the line for that white man in a way she did not do for Kobe or R. Kelly. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Gayle went on to say, that doesn't mean I'm discounting what the women are saying, King said. I'm just saying, y'all think I'm gonna make this up. Look how understanding she is with the white boy. Please take a screenshot so you know I'm not making it up. Gail says, that doesn't mean I'm discounting what the women are saying. She says, I'm just saying we can't paint everybody with the same brush. The article goes on to say, still King's refusal to abandon Rose entirely might rankle some fans. It talks about even Oprah Winfrey, a longtime best friend of Gail, told the Times that she watched Gail's initial on-air response to Rose's collapse. She was not exactly impressed. Do you all understand that she was willing to take a risk for this white man that she would never, ever, ever, ever take for her own? So y'all understand? Are y'all getting this? You understand why I went off on her years ago when this came out? Why I went off on her a few years ago, 4 years ago, something now, since Kobe has been passed? Do you all understand now? I'm saying 4 years ago. Was it about 4 years ago now? I don't want to get the dates wrong, but whenever it happened. The reason why this is why I go off on them. This is not a one-off. I'm showing you strategically how they're being used, and these are the ways that we can prove in a public way. God knows what they said behind the scenes. So it should make sense to you why she sat up there and said out of her mouth to the black coach Staley, Coach Don Staley, we was rooting for Iowa and Caitlin. Of course. She said, of course. That's the part that threw me more than it was like, duh, of course we gonna go with the white girl. Yeah, of course we gonna go with the white girl that some people are saying is not a girl, but it's a white girl. You good, Miss Sharice. I love you, Miss Sharice. Miss Sharice says, peace, goddess, and fellow moderators and B1 family. I was driving and listening, but the goddess has been true to the game, and she is the queen of receipts. She keeps her heels on Lom's necks. She put my cash out, $OPWVICKI. I love you, Miss Sharice. Miss Sharice has been one of my day ones. Shalene has been one of my day. I'm talking about for real, for real. People I trust and respect. Watch this. I was just trying to let you all know I wasn't hating on these women. I knew then they were being used. And I'm so glad enough of us are now waking up and smelling the begonias. Now, your current press secretary, Kareem Jean-Pierre, when I went off on Gail about how she disrespected Kobe, and then I connected the dots to Susan Rice. Some of y'all don't know, Susan Rice came out later and literally threatened Snoop by talking about there was an army that she has, and she said Snoop, Ted to Snoop, shut the F up. Did y'all hear what I said? Susan Rice, please look her up. Susan Rice worked for the Clinton administration. By the way, they blamed her black-looking face in part for some of the catastrophe that went on in Rwanda under the Clinton administration, but I'm going to leave that alone. Obama wanted her to be Secretary of State, but the white Republicans and the white Democrats made sure that her black butt didn't become it. Did y'all know that? So Obama had to give her another little position as a security something or another to make her feel good, because the Republicans, nor the Democrats, wanted that black woman to be no Secretary of State, even though she had many, many years in the State Department. A terrible failure, but that wasn't the case. They just didn't want this black woman in no State Department. So when that woman that has access, that was literally worked in the State Department, y'all, literally has connections to high-level generals, military officials, and other government officials, when she used the term army against Snoop, and when she said, do you all know that when you work in the Department of State that you're supposed to be be dealing with high-level diplomats? This woman is supposed to be diplomatic and was up for the job as Secretary of State, which means that she would be over all of the ambassadors around the world who rep America in different countries. She wasn't diplomatic in her speech with Snoop. She told him to shut the F up. Who did a broadcast on that and went viral on one of the platforms I was on? After that, Kareem Jean-Pierre, who was already in governmental circles and in the Democratic circles, she blocked me on the personal platforms because Kareem Jean-Pierre went on MSNBC's Morning Joe to try to defend that mess. And I didn't even really make Kareem Jean-Pierre the big part of my commentary. I just brought up her name because she decided she was going to defend this mess on MSNBC. Do you know your current press secretary still has me blocked under her personal account on Instagram and Twitter because of that? The lady who is the face of the United States of America that speaks to the world, Kareem Jean-Pierre, she still has Vicky Dillard because of that video. Blah. That tells you everything that you need to know. How legacy folk and people that work for the establishment of white supremacy, those that work inside the government, why they fear us. They know that the power of our conscious narratives is flammable. It might catch on fire and put their positions in danger. Let me tell you something about your enemy. Let me tell you something about the adversary. They see your power sometimes before you do. You thinking that you a little bitty nobody, but they see you in the incipiency stage. They see you, beloved, in your first trimester before the baby is even born to understand your potential. It could be years before you come to the acme of who you're meant to be. But their goal is to try to abort you. So you better know your power before you ever get the visibility and the fame and the fortune that others have. You better know who you are early on. And you better understand the nature of the warfare. And you better never underestimate yourself, because it doesn't look like that your followers and your subscribership and you're not getting the glory and the praise and the numbers that everybody else is. I always knew I was it when I was locked up in the belly of the beast. When I was driving around using my slave labor in a federal Texas facility for the U.S. military on a John Deere. My hair was in twists and I was wearing men's clothing and Dickies. And when they told me when I could pee, when I could go to the bathroom, and I was being stripped on a regular basis, I still knew I was queen. I knew I was divine, and they couldn't take nothing from me. When you understand in the stages, let me tell you something. When I was out and I still had to be in another form of custody for half a year, I was working at Wendy's. Do you know nobody's clothes was cleaner or pressed better than mine? Do you know that didn't faze me? Watch this. To take somebody's $15 for a junior bacon cheeseburger and some fries and a vanilla shake. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. Couldn't nobody move me. And I wasn't working the drive-thru at the time. I was the cashier in the front in the restaurant, and I was responsible for cleaning up. I cleaned up so good and stuff. The people were coming here. I was getting tips at Wendy's. And could nobody make me feel no kind of way sitting up there talking about, welcome to Wendy's, may I take your order, please? God, that day! When I was working at Home Depot, still in a form of custody, you couldn't tell me nothing. My customer service was so outrageous. I was so good at what I did. I was winning the Employee of the Month all the time. I've told some of you this story before when I was checking out. Because when they come to that, y'all know they be buying wood and nails and all that construction stuff. I was doing one of them orders, and this white man was in there with his little girl, little white girl, little Susie. The Susie saw me. She said, oh, she's famous. I looked at the girl too. The daddy was looking like, what? She's talking about me. Checking out the man's order at the Home Depot. The little white girl said, she's famous. I'm looking at her like, is she prophesying? What is the little girl talking about? Guess what the little girl was talking about? She saw my picture up as an Employee of the Month. Dad, this lady is famous. Ninja, this lady is Employee of the Month up in this Home Depot. Y'all couldn't before the little girl said it, but she just verified what I always knew. It didn't matter that I was checking out slabs of wood. See, that's the difference between me and y'all. You can't shame a goddess, fool. That's when spirit can trust you no matter where you find yourself. I'm just saying, the essence of who you are has nothing to just do with your, it's not just about your surroundings. It's who do you say you are. Welcome to Wendy's. May I take your order, please? I bet y'all leave this piece with some tips. I bet you I'm still a woman of integrity. I bet you I still know my destiny. God today. You better wake up and smell the begonias. You better see this thing for what it actually is. And when you are wherever you find yourself, when you're faithful to do what you are in any situation, you're going to move into greater territory. This is the reason why the ancients teach us not to despise small beginnings. I said this is why the ancients teach us not to despise small beginnings. And prior to any belly of the beast, for years I was working 2 jobs, 7 days a week. I'm talking to somebody. And on the Saturday when I had to work in corporate America for half a day on Saturdays, and then I had to go work at Costco until they closed. In between that 2-hour window, 3-hour window, I would at least once a month volunteer at a nursing home to sing. In that little short sleeve. I was still using my money helping others. When I had my own business and stuff like that, I started my own food bank, clothing bank, and I was teaching women in prisons, among many other things, and doing activist stuff on the side. So when your haters fix their mouth to say what they ought not, Ninja, you didn't pay this kind of price. Serving when nobody was looking. And so when I became too sick, especially since I've been out to go into nursing homes, and when they give you a record so that you can't go back into the prisons to teach, what did you do? And when you are working on your health at the same time and you take to your laptop and your cell phone to do what you can and still doing what you can behind the scenes, and then you have some knucklehead that runs their mouth on the internet and say, what real work are you doing? You better get your funny looking self out my face. I want you all to know that every single thing you do matters. And not to despise nothing when you have intention with it. And when your heart is good. You understand? I gotta go, family. I've been on here a long time. My name is Vicky Dilla, beloved. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you just came in or you came in late, be sure to watch the entire broadcast and be sure, of course, to share it with other people, beloved. Be sure to join my mastermind school. Only $45. I teach these principles and more. Hurry up and do it before the price goes up in the next, I don't know when we're going to increase the price, but me and my team are talking about it. We're going to be making some changes soon. But if you get in now, you're going to be grandmothered in so that your price doesn't change when the price goes up for others. I love you so much. You're powerful beyond measure. I'm your sister with the curly braids. I bow to you. You are my bliss. I can't wait to see you again.
Yeah. Watch the God rest my mind, my body, and my soul. I've been up ever since 3 a.m. out here in these trap streets getting it. I was taking a little break, you heard me? I ain't doing nothing but just doing it righteous. Feel me? I got nothing but love for y'all. Y'all do y'all shit y'all way, I do mine my way. It's a trap God. KOD Testimonies. Yeah. Talk about it. We got medication support. Chap Hillary. Jill Scott now. See Gail King. It's a trap God. Number love. Just enjoy the relaxation. Relax in the trap. It's that pressure they be talking about. What you got for me, homie? What you got on my 40, huh? Oh, it's computer. Y'all enjoying the ambiance? Yeah. Mud. I hate to do up this spot. So comfortable right here. Damn. We'll find another one. So I gotta take a piss. I don't want to get in trouble if I get out and piss right here. Shit. Don't worry about it. Good, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, bud. have to hold up for a second. We're gonna get some more money. I was just gonna let it rest for a day, but bump that shit. Let's see what's out here. Thanks for hanging in here with me, y'all. I was knocked off. Flip it around the other way. I was gonna go out here and get some of these trap streets, but look at this motherfucker. Let me show y'all. Oh man, they moving. It was at a standstill. It's moving now. But that bitch was standing still. I'm like, hell no. I got somebody sitting right there looking at me in this car right here. I don't know what you doing watching me. But it's okay. I don't give a damn. I ain't got nothing but love for you, baby. I ain't got nothing but love for you. I know you love the trap guy. Woo. I gotta get rehydrated. Gonna give me something to eat today. 4:45. Man, God, you so good to me. Let me transfer this money over here. Damn, bro. I remember back in the days when I couldn't do this shit. I dreamed of this. I gotta make sure I pay attention. I keep forgetting to go horizontal. I wish I could lock in the horizontal. It's vertical. I don't like the vertical. Damn, foot. I ate, one time I ate some of that, I should walk in this motherfucking Kroger's and go get me a big ass half of a chicken with some mashed potatoes, with some peas, with some bread. I like that shit. Let that meat be falling off the bone. We go half of a chicken. God is good, bro. I mean, he is good to me. What the fuck are you doing, homie? Try to see if you can get a check off of me? I'm gonna slap the shit out. Damn, I feel good. What's next? I ain't fucking with that gyro meat right now because it's not good. You gotta get in the afternoon. Damn, I should go back over there and catch some more zoos. Put one of my motherfucking angry blacks on here. Listen to that black talk like Tariq Nasheed. Man, I'll be liking that motherfucking angry ass what's his name? He's music to my ears now. Damn, I never can remember his name though. I never can remember his fucking name, man. They always want to say he ain't what he is. He's surely hitting everything on the spot for me. Roland Martin, yeah. That nigga got me, man. Roland Martin is the lick, nigga. That boy be coming with it. I mean, Roland Martin be coming direct. I gotta get him on here. Him and that guy from Unfiltered, something like that. Undisputable or something like that. Wait, Man, he be coming with it too. He always sound like he ready to cry though. He's the type of person that talks about black issues and then looks at you like you crazy. How you like twisted. I like that shit. Some people say, he ain't gotta say nothing to me. All he gotta do is give me a look and he straighten me out. I ain't know niggas had mind power like that. I guess they done backed it up before. You ain't mean to tell me somebody gonna look at you like you crazy and that's gonna be good enough for you to shut your fucking mouth. They must have had a bust you one good damn time. And that combination was letting you know it was gonna come. So you see when I make this face right here and I stand still? You better chill the fuck out. Cause next coming is gonna be one of these massive 5-figure discounts. For real, for real. And you done tasted blood in your mouth before, homie. Look. I might do the beans and the tilapia fish today. $6 ain't a bad deal. Little kid portion, I don't eat that much. God's good, man. But I might catch me some out. I don't think y'all can handle it though. I don't know when Vicky Diller got off, she was running her mouth so much she put me to sleep. I love that fucking woman, man. She's sickly, but she's mentally strong. I mean, she's on task, man. It ain't nothing like a strong woman that ain't talking shit, but she talking that righteous shit. This person behind me is a fucking hater. You doing me wrong, homie. I swear to God, you doing me wrong. You doing me fucking wrong. On purpose. You a fucking hater. You are a motherfucking hater for no reason. That shit you was doing. You lucky I'm passive aggressive. Let's sit over here and chill. I wonder what their bowl's like. They need to do more marketing and advertising in order for that place to make it, because this ain't no bad spot, but you gotta do marketing and advertising to fill that bitch up. You need flyers, commercials, and you need sponsors. So you could rush, so that shit could be like better than Chipotle. Beautiful restaurant, ain't nobody in it. I don't think they had a day except for the first day where it was crowded. That's sad. What's even sadder, I ain't even walked in there and got nothing out of here yet. What's up? You finally caught up with me. Hi, I'm gonna give you a wrench. Welcome, you're a moderator now. Add you as a moderator. Now you wrenched up. Enjoy yourself. Tell me what made you come over here. Let's have a conversation. I want to talk. A lot of people can't catch up with me. Look, that's a pretty thing right there. Some beautiful legs on her. You comment again, you'll be able to see you have a wrench. What's going on? Y'all don't have to be afraid of me. I don't know why y'all are. It's a damn shame I can't get anybody to come up here and talk to me consistently. Oh, today's Taco Tuesday. Oh, I don't really have taste for tacos though. I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna force taco on me. Even nah, I don't like that. I don't want the potatoes in there. I just want I like the meat. I get the beans, the rice, the meat, and the cheese by itself with some pasta from somewhere else. Fuck the rice, just the beans, the cheese, and the meat. Or I could do the meat and I could do that. Go to Chipotle and get my beans from Chipotle. Pinto beans, white rice from Chipotle, the kids version. And go get my meat from Rosen. You know, mix it up. Welcome to the trap. I gave you a wrench. I don't know what you're waiting on. What's your name? Chucks? You got a wrench, so. But I ain't gonna beg your ass to talk to me. Fuck that. What am I doing? I'm looking stupid right about now. Today I might go over there. Fuck it. Let's go get something from well, today's Tuesday. Let's go get something from shit. Pasta's good. I like eating my pasta. I can't never remember that fucking name of that place, man. Jason's Deli. They got a pasta and meatballs. I'm not too fond of the meatballs. Only because there's too many of them. And they don't taste good. I tolerate them. I need to start over. I'm live, but I need to start over. Yeah, I'm starting to break the bond of feeling like hopeless and helplessness. Yeah, I sure am. Oh, I forgot to move my money around. Delivery what? How much? A two delivery gig was just posted. Frisco to Auburn. 15 miles. 29. I ain't doing no two. Let me move my money around. I think I got two deposits. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I upgraded everything. Went up to 400 into Tuesday. Okay. Good luck. All right. I think I won that one time. I got some gas. So. Yeah, whatever they did, they didn't charge me for nothing over there. I went over there and ate. Oh, you know what? I'm going back over to Chili's and get me some motherfucking ribs. Hell yeah. I'm giving me some motherfucking ribs. Ribs and french fries. They didn't charge me yesterday for some unknown reason. That's wild. I don't see it nowhere on none of my cards. When I went to Jersey Mike's, I don't see it on none of my cards where they charged me for my food. Oh boy must have got nervous because he overcharged me. He must have knew, but he didn't reimburse me. He just never charged me. I felt the awkward feeling from him as well. Welcome, come on in here and talk to me and stop bullshitting, man. Why the fuck y'all always bullshitting? I guess I put so much content out, people can't keep up with me. They don't know which one of them out of all of them is a live one. Because I surely be putting up content. I put so much content up, it's enough to run people away. So, man, this every 5 minutes he got a video going up. Yeah, I'm updated, so good. Let me see. It's Tuesday, 5 o'clock. It's not the best time to go fucking with traffic or work. But if I get one, wow. Means I can't bring up my app while I'm in a live unless I tap out. No, something ain't right. Something missing. I'm starting to fucking poll. Where's my shit at, bro? And now we're back to...
Which, by the way, credit to Donald Trump a little bit. So, you know, everybody says he's in the pocket of Russia, but he didn't prevent the Ukraine funding bill. So, fair is show in America, okay? So, but whatever deal Trump has got, he's got that deal. But it's not America first at all. It's not his MAGA base. So, neither one is really serving the MAGA base.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? So, now when you get to the policy part of it, there's two different things there too, which is what does MAGA want, the Republican base, and what do we think is the right policy, right? So MAGA definitely wants America first. And so they might be a little torn on Israel, although these days they're headed very much against Israel and funding Israel any further, right? But on Ukraine, they're super clear. They don't want to fund Ukraine.
Correct, yes.
Right? So Trump is definitely not with the base on this one. And so that's the most clear out of all the policy things. For us, it gets complicated because we've discussed it many times on the show. Look, we want Americans to have universal health care, paid family leave, all these wonderful things, and they keep telling us we don't have money for it, but then whenever there's a war and the defense contractors are going to get rich, it immediately gets funded, they immediately find the money. At the same time, our hearts go out to the Ukrainians. And on the third hand, how long are we going to go, right?
Yeah,
so
what is the exit strategy?
These are legitimate conversations and debates to have. And I would actually rather have it with the MAGA base, which are at least genuine about their opinions.
I agree.
Than Mitch McConnell or Donald Trump are doing it for different forms of corruption.
I agree. It doesn't mean that we subscribe to everything the MAGA base believes politically, but in regard to military funding for wars abroad, I do think that they make legitimate points that are worth discussing. What's going to be interesting moving forward is how that MAGA base responds to the fact that Donald Trump has now provided cover for Mike Johnson, someone who the MAGA base seems to dislike more and more with each passing day. And it's not just the voters, it's also some Republican members of Congress, including, of course, Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of the most vocal opponents of Mike Johnson as a result of his passage of these military funding bills. She has threatened to call for a motion to vacate Mike Johnson from his speakership role. Representatives Thomas Massey and Paul Gosar are the only other Republicans who are currently and openly in support of that motion. And as for right-wing media figures, you have Charlie Kirk, Steve Bannon, and Tucker Carlson, all taking sides against Mike Johnson. So let's take a look at that.
They committed sacrilege on Saturday when they brought the Ukrainian flags. They brought Ukrainian flags on the floor of the House after Johnson and this crowd of Republicans, the 101, and all the 101 will be turfed out. Johnson's got to go. Our entire week, you need to call your district offices, and you need to put the fear of God in these people that you've had a belly full of this.
The one that really bothered me, where there is no excuse, there is no hiding, is the FISA vote. I'll be honest, the only redemption now is Mike Johnson has to resign. Not from his seat in Congress, just resign as Speaker, step aside. This has all the hallmarks of elite capture. He's been captured. Didn't take a lot of time. He's not one of us. He's not who he said he was.
Weak people just become a host for evil. You know, an open, empty building that evil occupies, possesses even. And that's exactly what's happening to Mike Johnson. That's like absolutely crazy what Mike Johnson is doing. But it's not because he's evil. It's because he's weak and therefore susceptible to evil.
Tucker Carlson has kind of lost his mind a little bit, but I have to admit, I am shocked that I'm in agreement with Charlie Kirk on FISA. I can't believe he spoke out against FISA. I totally agree with him on that.
Well, there's a couple of shocking things happening. One is that the grassroots left and grassroots right are beginning to agree on a bunch of things, including cutting funding to Israel, including taking care of American citizens and not the donors all the time. We're both totally against corruption. We massively disagree on other issues. Okay, so fine, but at least we're beginning to have some sort of unity against the corruption of the establishment. Yeah, it is shocking that Charlie Kirk and us agree on anything, but there it is for the first time.
FISA allows for the warrantless wiretapping or spying and surveillance of American citizens. There's a huge loophole in there that allows for our intelligence community to spy on American civilians without a warrant. And so the reauthorization of that is something that I'm pretty furious about, and apparently so is Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, so let me agree on one other thing before I get to the second shocking part, which is, look, the Ukrainian flags in the U.S. Congress, yeah, we don't love it, okay? I got nothing but love for Ukraine. On the war itself, I hope Ukraine wins. I hope they drive out Russia. I'm not unclear about it. And it's not because I randomly prefer the Ukrainian ethnicity. It's because Russia invaded them, okay? So, but the flags are a bit much. This is our Congress, not your Congress. But I called out some right-wingers online because they were complaining about it. Mm-hmm. And I said, were you also complaining about Fetterman carrying around an Israeli flag, like, every day in Congress? Or Brian Mast wearing the IDF uniform in Congress.
Right.
A foreign army's uniform. That is unbelievable. So, okay, I don't know that I don't know if they're hypocritical on that or not. I haven't heard Steve Bannon's opinion on it, but okay, interesting note of a tiny agreement there. But the second shocking thing is, okay, okay, Tucker's off the reservation, right? So in a lot of ways, so he can do whatever he likes, right? And him disagreeing with Trump is not that weird. But Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk defying Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, look, I don't know if they recorded their shows prior to Donald Trump having this exchange where he provided cover for Mike Johnson. And remember, they're not attacking Donald Trump, they're attacking Mike Johnson for passing these bills.
For sure, and I hear you, Anna, but Trump, and you're totally right, and they might turn around like Don Jr., we'll see, right? And Jr. hasn't turned around yet either on this particular issue. But they had to know that Trump was going towards Mike Johnson. He had Mike Johnson at Mar-a-Lago. Maybe they were trying to influence him and failed, but there's a little bit of a rift there. And it's not just the story, guys. I'm seeing it all over social media. Right-wing populists are beginning to wake up out of their slumber. Like it's almost like somebody snapped them out of their hypnosis. And they're like, I wonder if Trump is right about everything. Or maybe he's also full of crap. Finally, yes. So it's not to say that the entire base, we still go to the rallies, they still love him. I don't want you to get too excited. But I'm beginning to see actual independent thought in the right wing, maybe for the first time in my life.
I'm starting to see it across the board, regardless of someone's political label. And it is a sight to see. I'm excited to see it because we shouldn't be, worshiping false idols. For those of you who are religious and, understand what I'm talking about, we shouldn't be worshiping a political figure as if they can do no wrong. It's important to see things with sober eyes and, an open heart, because if the favored politician of yours is actually not carrying out your best interests and you're still supporting them, well, you're supporting someone who's working against your best interests. And it's time that we wake up and stop feeling so wedded to a political tribe or to particular politicians.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, we prove it all the time. We did a petition against Bernie Sanders on minimum wage because Bernie Sanders isn't my uncle. He's a nice guy. He's probably the most honest guy in politics, but I often disagree with him. And he's not the boss of me. So our boss is clear. It's our paying members. Keep it real. You guys finance the show, so we work for you guys. But we did that on purpose because we want to serve the average American. Mm-hmm. We don't want to serve corporate interests. We don't want to serve these politicians. And everybody else kisses their ass, right? But now even some portion of MAGA is beginning to say, maybe we shouldn't be in the ass kissing business. Maybe the whole point of this whole freedom thing was to actually be free, including of obvious con men like Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. So, and look, and now some of them come back around and go, oh, did you know Young Turks are against corruption and they're kind of anti-establishment? Yeah, brother, we've been here for decades. You're a little late to the party, but I'm super happy to have you.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we have some updates on the ongoing protests on college campuses across the country. Not only are we going to check in on those protests, but we're also going to hear from two sitting senators who want to essentially sick the military against the protesters. That and more coming up. Don't miss it.
They want to make you drink Starbucks every day from now until forever.
Super chat. Let's have some fun. Christopher Haley and Bashar Ahmad, thank you for the donations. Appreciate it. I want to say Ismail Gomez because that's how I pronounce it in Turkish, but probably Ishmael. Tuesdays are my favorite TYT day, he says. Love Operation Joy. Became a member for the news coverage, also because I genuinely love Cenk and Anna as people. Well, aren't you the loveliest person. Thank you for saying that. And yeah, today's Joy Day, so everybody get ready to be happy. That's what we're going to do for our members in the bonus episode. We're going to see if you guys did your homework assignments. I know some of you did and wrote amazing things we're going to share with everyone else about how, hey, tell me how you love yourself. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't be embarrassed about it. And you don't have to love every part, just one part, right? That was our homework assignment from last week. We'll check in on that and choose to be a little happy. You don't have to jump over the deep edge. Just give me something that you're happy about. Hashtag Team Joy. Gabby Mathis wrote in, after hip surgery, almost died of sepsis. I'm now losing my hair, wearing my old cancer beanies, and my hubby calls me cutie. Oh, Gabby, I love that so much. Perfect on Operation Joy Day. Okay, I know all the stuff that you've been going through is super hard, but the fact that your husband's there for you, it's just beautiful. I love it. That's the kind of stories I want to hear. Brickhouse Mama 98 says, hubby and I, a lot of hubby talk today. Hubby and I celebrated 15 years of marriage, but going to Vegas last week and renewing our vows in front of Elvis. Hashtag, thank you very much. Hashtag Team Joy. Love you guys. This is great. This is perfect. Mohit Baki wrote in, I know Fetterman is a conservative Republican when it comes to Israel's genocide, but before totally writing him off, he's still a progressive on domestic issues like minimum wage, unions, etc. Am I wrong? Brother, I have no idea, because he hasn't said a word about those, as far as I've seen. Like, has he made like a giant deal out of the minimum wage? No, nothing. Unions, as far as I've seen, absolutely nothing. Like, I'm asking Sean Fain to run for president. I don't know where Fetterman is. I haven't seen him in any of these circles at all. So if he's still in favor of those things, he's got a funny way of showing it. But maybe we'll see. Just because you're conservative on one issue doesn't mean that you're necessarily conservative on others. On Twitch, Paper Dragon writes in, that's a cute sweater, Anna. Well, I mean, look, we do Operation Joy, and then all of a sudden, everybody's saying lovely things, okay? Members, check it out in the bonus episode. That one's just for members, okay? I mean, you too can have joy. But we're trying to build a community and a family here. Neil201 says, for those that are unfamiliar with Mitt Romney, hot dogs are his favorite meat. Well, that is absolutely correct. We believe in truth at the Young Turks, and that is very true. Holly, as we found out, Hollyberry84 says, here for the salt, stay for the joy. Love it. Wolf Dragon Donna says, happy Joy Day. Yeah, we should call it that. My daughter's going to love it.
Hot dog is my favorite meat. Hot dog is my favorite meat.
Back on TYT, Cenk and Anna with you guys. Also, Nick and 2Ski42 both gifted a membership. And Anna's Tommy gun gifted 5.
But my Tommy gun don't.
Apparently your Tommy gun do. So thank you. And Blank Name wrote in, Fetterman is mid-Tulsi grift. Could be. Could very well be. All right, Casper.
Well, we have an update on the protests taking place on college campuses across the country. Let's talk about what those updates are.
Residents to do 3 things. Number 1, we need NYPD back on this campus or bring in the national guard. Number 2, no masks on campus. This isn't Fallujah. This is Morningside Heights. And number 3, the students who behave in this way need to be suspended immediately.
There you have it, Jonathan Greenblatt, the head of the Anti-Defamation League, calling for the National Guard to squash student protests at Columbia. Now, unfortunately, he also went on to defame the protesters as the head of the Anti-Defamation League by basically lumping them all together and saying the following. Make no mistake, these protests have nothing to do with self-determination for Palestinians. This is about sanitizing Hamas and encouraging terror right here, right now in New York City. It should be unacceptable. Now, as we showed you on this program just yesterday, there are definitely examples of people who are saying disgusting, deplorable things. There are people who have said things or chanted things that seem to be in favor of Hamas. But the vast majority of the protesters, including the student groups that have organized these protests, have not supported those statements, have condemned those statements, and are very clear about what their mission is. It is not anti-Semitic. It is in regard to the conduct that Israel is carrying out in the Gaza Strip, which has killed tens of thousands of people, Palestinians who are trapped in that region, in that small enclave.
Yeah. So, first of all, ADL is complicated. It's done some terrific work in the past, and not just protecting Jewish Americans, but protecting Muslim Americans, etc., including Jonathan Greenblatt. Having said that, he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on this one. The National Guard to shut down free speech on campus. By the way, right wing, where are you at? And I know a lot of you are there, but this is the most, like the biggest case of cancel culture I have ever seen in my entire life. You dare to disagree with a foreign government, you will be arrested on campus.
It's crazy. So
I'm going to show you guys, not to our knowledge, not a single student has been arrested for anything related to anti-Semitism at all. This whole thing's a giant manufactured distraction based on absolutely, like not absolutely nothing. As we showed you, there are a couple of disturbing videos, but out of thousands and thousands of protests on college campuses, you found two sets of randos. One were college students, the others weren't even college students.
Yeah.
And nothing that got out of hand to the point where there was an assault or anything like that and somebody had to be arrested for. Calling the National Guard, but you're going to see a lot of Republican senators are joining him.
Yes.
And the second dirty trick is guys like Jonah Goldberg going on CNN today and saying, no, these are not peace protesters. These are pro-terrorists.
Oh, my God.
Come on, man. I mean, the 1990s called, they want their talking points back. This is horse crap that no one's buying anymore. I mean, maybe your buddies on TV all high five over, yeah, we called all the Palestinians terrorists. We called everyone in favor of peace terrorists, right? But nobody else is buying your nonsense propaganda.
Yeah, look, this is crazy. If and when there are people who are specifically harassing Jewish students, making them to feel uncomfortable, assaulting anyone, they should immediately be arrested. I have no love for those people. Okay, they're total wreckers, they're counterproductive, and they should suffer consequences for anything that they do that could cause harm or is causing harm to Jewish students. So let's get that out of the way. But to make blanket statements like this about all of the student protesters, to basically refer to them as terrorists, is anti-American. It goes against what our values as Americans are supposed to be. And so you should create a situation